I've made a save here, and I'm gonna go and pull her out immediately. Last time I went with the tornado, I checked if everyone was in the tornado before pulling her out, but I'm just gonna go pull out her immediately. Come on, let's go. Flower says, we both fly towards the tornado, and when we're right next to its borders, I call her for Melinda. Melinda, I shout from the tornado, spins her towards our side. Can you stretch your hand towards us on the next rotation? Melinda appears to be holding her breath, so instead of answering, she nods in approval. We wait for her to do a full circle around the tornado. When she gets right in front of us again, Melinda extends her arm in our direction as Flower and I each grab one of the arms, quickly pull her out, and after flying together with her for a few dozen more feet in order to make sure that we are far enough from the tornado, we stop for a while. She catches her breath. Took you long enough. She still says that. Last time I took my time, she says that, and now she says that again. Melinda says she starts coughing from all the dust that she inhaled while inside the twister. We came here as fast as we could, I say, no doubt, Melinda says, but it still feels like I've been in there for a million of years. Glad to see that you got my message at least. Yeah, I did get the message eventually, I say, although it would have been nice if you had made it a little clearer. I couldn't risk it. We may have had people in that group who would tell when people are lying by studying their aura. I need you to genuinely be shocked at my betrayal for the plan to work. As I said before, this would have not worked because Barry would more than likely have realized this, because this has happened before as well with Luna. So we're gonna attack the henchmen just the way we did last time, because who the fuck would attack the sage? So we're just gonna do that. I'm not gonna read it because I have done so before. I think I did exactly this last time. Fly towards the mages and focus on attacking the elf. This is what I did last time as well. This caused him to focus all the protective spells on him, leaving the dwarfs open, and Kate could kill them, or whosoever killed them, I don't remember, but someone killed them. Fly towards the mages and focus on attacking the elf. Yeah, we're just gonna do that, and this should prevent him from doing anything else. So this is a non-meta choice. Cheer for Darren, insult the sage, stay silent, watch the fight. I'm just gonna insult the sage because I think that's what I did last time. Don't let the sage's imposing physique intimidate you, Darren, I say. If you look closely, you can see that he's trembling with fear. This is hilarious. Moving on. So we're gonna, since he's an elementalist, we're gonna offer him the same advice he did last time. This is a non-meta choice, but sure. Maybe you could try to use your sword to absorb the wind blade. It's gonna be like my hands would be cut off. I just got an achievement. I wasn't recording, sorry. I got an achievement called Stalker Detected. After we were done with the whole Thalmak fight, it went the same way as it did last time, because it chose the same thing last time, so that's fine. We walk for a while longer, following Melinda. At a certain point, I can hear Luna talking to Orca somewhere in the back of the Orca. There are any mages in this area except for us. Mages? Oh yeah, there's one. The same guy that's been following us invisibly from a distance since we were at our camp this morning. What? Iluna says, there's been someone following us since this morning. Why didn't you tell us about it? If it's not like he has any chance of defeating any of you, Araka says, even the Hapless said he could beat him with his hands tied behind his back. I was curious to see what his deal was, so I let him be for a while. You know you really are starting to get on my nerves lately, Iluna says. Just as Iluna's done talking, I noticed the fact that the wind hasn't been blowing at all for a while. I'm also not hearing any sounds coming from the outside of our group, and now I'm look a little closer around me. I noticed that yeah, this is some time freezing bullshit. So we detected the time god or something. Who is that behind us though? Before I get to finish my train of thought, yeah, I'm wondering, does the time look frozen? Yeah, I really don't know who this guy is that they're talking about, because that was not something we discussed last time. So we'll see. Last chapter, and we'll move on to book 3. This is a non-matter choice where Rose comes into our view, and we're like, oh shit, it's Rose, we need to go talk to her and all that. So this is a non-matter choice, so we're just gonna go grab her by the arm and try to shake her out of the trance. And this is the same shit that went last time. We're gonna get blown away, and then the god of time and all that will come. This is a non-matter choice, but since everyone in my group loves standing their ground, I will just do exactly that, unlike what we did last time. He's probably gonna rip our hearts out. Sure, stand my ground. Araka is right, I say. We shouldn't have to kneel before anyone, even if they are gods. No matter what happens, I'm going to stand my ground. As soon as I'm done talking, I suddenly feel a very intense pain in the left side of my chest. When I look down, I see to my horror that my heart has been ripped straight out of me, and now I have a huge bloody hole in my chest where my heart used to be. Barry, Kate shouts in desperation. Everything is now getting much colder, and I can feel shivers all through my body. The light before my eyes is slowly starting to fade while I'm gradually losing my consciousness. Right before it all goes dark, however, I suddenly regain my senses, and I hear Kate shouting my name into reverse. Immediately afterwards, my heart gets put back in my chest while my wound closes completely, with all the blood disappearing from my shirt almost instantly. As soon as the time reversal spell is over, I start to breathe very loudly and rapidly while sweating all over as if I just woken up from a terrible nightmare. A few hesitant, but neither of us seem to be hurry. Follow the order. Sorry, Hardwick says with a half grin. My doctor told me and kneeling is bad for me. Yeah, this is the same shit, whatever. Last time we did not help Flower, so we will, and we'll probably get crushed for it, but sure. To get God of Time's attention. Is this how a god should act, I say, as I try hard to turn my face towards the God of Time, while I'm still being pushed against the ground, picking on little girls. We do not have concept of honor in the magical plane, or at least dignity. The god reverses time again in order to heal Flower. Then he floats all the way to my position so he can get a better look at me, or at least I think that's what he's trying to do, since he doesn't really have a face. How curious. The God of Time says, you seem to be weak, even by mortal standards. I can sense almost no magic in your aura, and yet you still try to defy me. Why is that? You can't use reason to understand that one's motivation, Araka says. He even tried to attack me with a dagger once when I was at full power. I think his survival instincts are defective or something. He's just a weakling anyway, so who cares? It's not just him who is surprisingly weak, however. Helcom says as he flies toward a higher position in order to have a better look at all of us. Neither of the people in this group, except for the Stillwater girl, can even begin to compare with the ones from 600 years ago in terms of magical power. Last time there was the golden fox that was that Stillwater he was fused with, and there was also the really strong Stillwater who was traveling with the fox. Aiden, I believe, was his name. Compared that to what we have here, it all seems like a cruel joke. Why even bother to send the Time Weaver to any of these people? They will probably just get killed off within the next couple of days if they're lucky enough to even survive that long. Yeah, this is the same shit after that. So we're gonna do exactly what we did last time. We're gonna wait for the Banshee to attack my parents before going in for the kill. I think I did that last time. Rush into the same thing. So we're gonna save them, and they're gonna be like, oh, thank you, and then we're gonna get back, turn back into what is it called? Back into the forest. Now here's the thing. Last time we did not try to save Barry's parents because I kind of realized that this is some bullshit. But we're gonna try to save Barry's truth so that parents again, so we can get a hidden truth achievement. Try to save Barry's parents again. Hidden truth. I run as fast as I can towards the barn, grab the pitchfork from the ground, just like the last time. Without even thinking, I make a sprint towards the Banshee before my parents and brother can reach her. Impale her through the chest. Just had to be it. I did everything perfectly this time around. Didn't get wounded, didn't interact with either of my parents. I killed the Banshee before she even had the chance to complete her awakening. This has to be what the ritual wants from me, right? Otherwise, why would it have sent me here? Mary, my mother says with tears in her eyes, what have you done? While I look at the corpse, while I look at the ground to see the corpse of the Banshee, I can notice through my shock that her body has reverted to original form my sister had before the awakening began. As my mother grabs lifeless off my arm, my father is looking at me with nothing but contempt in his eyes. As a silent fury slowly taking over him. You killed her, my father says. You killed her in cold blood, you little bastard. But you repay us for taking you in, for treating you as if you were our own son. Jonathan, that's enough, my mother says with a sudden panic look in her eyes. No, Helen, my father says. Oh, this is the truth. I did not know this. With the same dark look in his face as before, while he is not letting me out of his sights, the boy needs to know. I want him to know. Barry, I want you to remember what I'm about to tell you for every single day that you'll be spending rotting away in prison. You are not our son. You never were. Your real parents were a couple of outsiders who moved into our remote village less than a year before you were bought. They were both murdered in broad daylight a few years ago by some hooded thugs that somehow managed to then vanish without trace. I'm guessing that those were the Sethi that came to kill them. As there was no one left to take care for you, Helen decided to take you in, but we only did it out of pity and because nobody else wanted you. You understand? Nobody wanted you. Nobody wanted. The last words of my father's sentence were completely drowned out by the sound of my mother slapping him very hard across the way. I said that's enough, my mother says as she looks at him with a determined look on her face while she wipes a tear from her eyes. She then heads towards me. She puts a hand on my shoulder as she looks me straight in the eyes. Barry, I'm really sorry about what your father said, my mother tells me while she is still trying to hold back her tears. I'm sure he didn't mean to say all those terrible things. It must have been shock for what happened that made him lose his temper. It's not true that we didn't want you. We always loved you, even if you weren't our real son. She then pauses for a second to wipe the tears forming in her eyes with her sleeve. But regarding your sister, my mother continues, I can't bring myself to believe that he killed her without a reason. You all could feel the powerful and natural magical aura coming from your sister just minutes ago. And we could see from distance what monstrous form she'd be taken before you killed her. I don't know anything about magic. She neither does neither does your father. But you were always fascinated by it and always took every opportunity you had to learn more about it. If that thing your sister was turning into was dangerous enough that you had to kill her, I'm willing to put your word, trust your word on it. No matter how painful it would be for me to accept it, you have to give me your word. You have to answer me that there was no other way, Barry. Can you swear this to me? Yes, I swear, I say. There is no way I would have... it's no use. I can't talk anymore. The business is overwhelmed me yet again. I feel myself being... Yeah, it's the same thing. And in this one, we're gonna let Barry's parents die. The stand there, I decide upon the next course. Dark thoughts suddenly crossed my mind. Yeah, this is the same shit. We're gonna get to where Araka talks about it, and she's probably gonna say you went with like 2 more times.